Remember, all things here are alleged and in our opinion. We're not about to fall out by our opinion, honey. So let's get into it, child. What up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? Thank you so much for being here and tuning in to this short recap of season one, episode one of Keke Wyatt's new show on WeTV, child. Okay, so we're about to get into it. I ain't gonna keep you guys too long because I do feel like, you know, um, I just don't feel like keeping y'all long. You know, that's what the Reverend would say, right? All right, listen, y'all already know the drill. Please make sure that you hit that like button and that you subscribe, all right, so that you don't miss anything here on the channel. So let's get into it. So we're about to get into this episode. So this is the first season, episode one of Keke Wyatt's new show on WeTV. So let's get into it. All right. So of course, you know when you start off a new show, you get introduced to everybody. So we got introduced to all of the kids. As we know, Keke Wyatt has 11 children. She has a husband, you know, she has her mom, she has her road manager, aka all of these other different things as well, which is Andre. And we find out about everything that's going on, right? So we move over to um getting to know a little bit more about Keke. We found out about the two marriages, and we remember, Keke has some allegations out about her in regards to those marriages, about, some certain things that went on. We won't revisit those things, but you guys can Google them if you need to. All right, let's get into it. So, this episode opens up with pretty much that, and then the doctor's calling Keke to give her an update on the baby. You guys know that the latest baby that she has had is pretty ill and has some conditions, and he has to be sought after. But currently, right now, he's in the hospital, but the doctor has given him the okay to officially go home now. Keke goes in and calls the family in on the microphone, and she's like, excuse me," so all the children. Now we find out all the children just don't be here for it, okay? They don't be here for her doing all of that, but that's how she feel like she can get everybody's attention. The people's upstairs, the people's downstairs, the children in the garage, the children down in the basement, in the attic, wherever they may be. Everybody can hear if she gets on the little stereo intercom. So we find out that Keke is signing a new deal with a new record company. All right. Now, she does say the record company's name. So now the kids is like, "Who? What you say? We ain't even know what you said." So y'all know Keke talks with the very heavy country accent, child. Okay. So anyway, the girls is like, you used to eat back in the day, but I feel like you could have ate better. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like that if she is going to be signing on doing another project, then she need to be able to eat off of that project, meaning that she needs to, do her good singing on those projects. So the girls say that now Kiki's son, we found out that he had a cancer diagnosis, and she hadn't put out an album in 6 years, considering that situation, and of course, taking care of the children. Now, Kiki's other children are feeling some type of way about the baby coming home. Now she has a 22-year-old son who pretty much take care of all of the kids, and he's feeling some type of way about the baby coming home and him having to take care of the baby as well. Now we find out later on in the episode, I'll say this, we find out that a lot of them are scared to take care of the baby because of the conditions that the baby have, and they feel like once they make the wrong move, something could happen. And I can totally understand that. But Keke leaves out of the room as she's talking to the children because they're not really being supportive to her. At least that's how she feels. She feels like the kids are not supporting her, and that's what she needs. She needs support. Now, what I'll say is I find Kiki Wyatt and her husband's relationship to be a little odd, y'all, because I don't feel like that he has the and this is alleged and in our opinion, but I don't feel like that he has the same momentum and drive about their baby as she does. And I get it. I get it. She carried the baby for 9 months, so I understand it. But he gives very much so like kinda I'm not gonna say nonchalant because I'm not in his head, so I don't know how he really feels, but he don't give me the same type of energy about, his baby being ill and kind of wanting the best for Kiki at the same time. Now, of course, it is his baby as well, but Kiki feels overwhelmed by a lot of things that she has to do with the baby when the baby comes home. She also has to go to the studio. The baby is on the breathing machine. She has to take the breathing machine to the studio. And so she's saying that although she did it with her other kids, she's having a hard time with this one. And I don't know, y'all. The husband just gives me kind of weird. And we find out that her and her husband have been knowing each other since they were in high school, child. I mean, in middle school, child, and well, I won't say middle school because I can't really remember, but I do know that they said that they was childhood friends. Let's put it that way, okay? And so now they're married. She's on her 11th child, and basically, she just feel like no one is really giving her that, I guess you would say, sympathy and empathy for the situation that she's currently in, right? She also says the producers show us a clip of her actually saying that she is like Keke Wyatt and she has to juggle a lot. She can't even go to the grocery store and get a loaf of bread without, people wanting to take a picture with her feeling like, she has to do all of these things. Then if she doesn't take the pictures, like they're calling her the B word, she's not easy to work with. She's not a nice person. And so she feels like she's juggling a lot. Now, we also find out in this particular situation that her and her manager, Andre, are not talking. They haven't talked for 25 days. Now, Andre is moving into his home and he's, calls his boyfriend and states, like, I'm going by Kiki's house. Like, this is the 25th day that I have not heard from Kiki and I need to hear from Kiki. I want to do my job. I promised her that I was going to manage her. I promised her these things, so I got to do my job. Now, even though I feel like I don't know. We'll get into that for sure. Now, Kiki's mom comes over, to have a conversation with her to just kind of talk her down. Now, one thing I will say about Kiki and her mom's relationship, I do like the fact that Kiki's mom is supportive, but she also holds her accountable. Like, yo, you're juggling a lot, but here's what you have to work on in order to juggle those things. So I'm here for her mom, also holding her accountable, but then also being here for her as well. Now, if y'all don't realize now, they have like a very I don't know, the tone of their voice is kind of very stern, I'd say. I'm not gonna say anything negative or bad about it, but it is very stern. And her mom has that very stern conversation. And so I was here for that as well. All right. So then again, Kiki's manager Andre shows up and he has a conversation with Kiki. Now, Kiki is very shady, child. Cause when he first walked in, I was like, oh my god. It was very shady. It was extremely shady how she was looking when he knocked on the door. Now, from a production standpoint, I don't believe that he just probably he might have pulled up, you know what I'm saying? But I think that they kind of knew because he had to be mic'd up if we gonna keep it real. It's reality TV, right? However, watching these scenes and watching her with her manager, I think the issue that I have with them is that the accountability piece as far as like a friend. So I think Andre more so feels like, and I don't think he knows how to express it, but I feel like he thinks that Keke may be a little, maybe like bossy vibes. So you'd say, kind of like bossy vibes in this situation, because he said that he has multiple hats in their relationship. Not only is he the manager, but he does all of these other things for Keke. And it kind of seems like Keke, he says that Keke can't agree to disagree. And I can see that on Kiki's face. She doesn't know how to agree to disagree. But what I'll say in the situation is it kind of seems like she always wants you to be on her side a little bit. It's kind of what it seems like. Now, I'm not going to take the fact away that she's going through postpartum. I'm not going to take the fact away that she is going through a lot of emotions after having her baby. I'm not going to after having her baby, but then on top of that, having to deal with the things surrounding the baby as well. So for me, I'm not gonna mess on her for that because I really do feel for her on that. But I also see kind of what Andre is saying is like, hey, I'm always supposed to be considerate of your feelings, but I mean, I understand you going through what you're going through, but what about me? And I'm having to put that hat on to be like there for you throughout these situations. So I kind of feel like that's where Andre and Kiki's relationship is. And in this particular situation, I also don't know how I feel about her not getting the support from the children. I feel like she got the support from her mom. I do. But the support seems like it- it- you putting too much on the kids, and the support should really be coming from your husband. And we're gonna keep it all the way 100. And I feel like in them scenes, he wasn't really supportive of Keke and what Keke had going on, in my opinion. Okay, so y'all gotta let me know. Drop down in the comment section of this video and let me know what you guys think of this new show. I do like it. Now we end on a note of it was very much so produced, but the while Keke and her manager is having a conversation, her husband is listening, and she's like, "Well, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just be sitting right here. If we beefing, we don't need you in between us beefing and all of that." So that's pretty much just where she was with that situation. He comes downstairs and says respectfully, shut up. And production made that look like it was a big old thing, but I think the next episode, if they pick that up, it ain't gonna be what we think it is. And I hate to be that that guy, but it don't look like it's gonna give what people thought it was going to give. But listen, y'all do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe. And make sure you just check this out. Let me know what your true thoughts are down below in the comment section. We'll be respectful. But with that being said, y'all, this is my recap and review on season 1, episode 1 of Kiki's World. Uh Family Matters was the name of the episode. So and y'all let me know. I feel like if the episodes give, then I'll do live. But as far as right now, I'm just gonna do pre-recorded videos on the show, and we'll go from there. All right. But with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next recap and review.